Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype online. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Transcending the Dreaming Process, Part 2. Although we live in the same world, there is a geographical territory and there is a psychological territory. Each individual lives in his own psychological space, and dreaming is the outcome of the interaction between geographical and psychological spaces. If your dreaming disappears, then your psychological space will also disappear. And without dreams, it is difficult to live. That is why the sudden methods are used. Sudden methods are not used for enlightenment. Instead, gradual methods are used. It is good that enlightenment happens as a gradual process. Not because there is need for gradual process. You can suddenly jump into this realization this very moment. There is no barrier to it, and it has never been a barrier. You are already that realization. You can jump into this any moment, but that process is dangerous. What will happen? You may not be capable of bearing it. It is going to be too much for you. You are attuned to false dreaming. Reality is difficult to face. You cannot encounter it. You live in your dreams. Everyone lives in his dreams, in his psychological process. So they help you in many ways. They are not the dreams for you, instead they are reality for you. So gradual methods are used. Not because realization needs time. Awakening does not require any time. It can happen this very moment. Realization, awakening does not need any time. It is something to be attained. It is not something that you have to attain at a later date or in future. But the gradual methods will help you to attain it in future. So what are gradual methods doing? They are not really helping you to realize awakening. Instead, they are helping you to bear the process. If it happens suddenly, too much light comes into you, there may be explosion and you will not be able to bear that. They are making you capable, strong, so that when it is happening, you can bear it. Remember that enlightenment happens unique to everyone. And it is something that is uniquely happening to you. You are not able to recognize or realize what is this suddenly happening to you. So it is always good if it is happening around an awakened one. I recall it was the month of summer. In India, during the summer months, you sleep on top of the roof, you sprinkle water for the floor to get cold, and then you spread your mattresses on the floor and sleep there because there is some kind of breeze. Normal middle class families do not have the air conditioned rooms. So all of a sudden I burst into laughter, and this laughter was from nowhere. Was difficult for me to understand where this was coming from. And the place where I was sleeping, there was a little empty space, then corridor, and corridor was opening into the main house. So I started coming down these steps, and same time my grandmother came out of the door. So her presence made me understand, and it became easy. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand what is this happening. This sudden explosion is not that it will happen the same way to each one of you. So there are 7 methods which can immediately force you into enlightenment, but you are not capable of bearing these. You may go blind because there is so much of light. You may suddenly die because of too much bliss. So this dreaming, this deep sleep we are in, needed to be transcended, and the process is gradual. This question is meaningful. How can one transcend the process of dreaming? I will explain 2 methods to make it easier. The one is to start acting as if this whole world is a dream. Whatsoever you are doing, remember it is a dream. I am talking to you. It is an acting, a role that I have been given by my director to perform, that these people will be coming and you have to speak to them. While walking, remember this is a dream. For living, there are so many things I have to do. These are the dreams. Let your constantly remember while you are awake that everything is a dream, is a part of drama that you have to enact. That is why those who have known, they have called the world as illusion, maya, dream. This is not a philosophical argument. Ultimately, unfortunately, when Shankar was translated into English, German and French, into Western languages, he was understood to be a mere philosopher. And this has created misunderstanding. In the West, there are philosophers, for example, Berkeley, who says the world is just a dream, a projection of the mind. But this is a philosophical theory, and Berkeley proposes this as a hypothesis. When Shankar says the whole world is a dream, it is not philosophical, it is not theory, it is not hypothesis. Shankar proposes it as a help. a support for particular meditation. And this is the meditation. If you want to remember while dreaming that this is a dream, you will have to start it during the time when you are awake. As I said, in order to make my living, I have to do many things, many roles I have to perform. Speaking to you is a role that is given to me according to my capabilities to help in the process of transformation of human consciousness. It has given me intelligence to make my living by way of this or that. It has given me an opportunity to share my insights into different aspects of life and living. For example, my expertise in East Indian or Indian cooking. It is the gift of the divine. What is the gift of the divine? You must share it with the people. So, I go on sharing it. It is a conscious process. So, Shankar suggests it as a meditation. You want to remember, if you want to transcend beyond the dreams, you have to remember this world is an illusion. Whatsoever you are doing is a part of the process of acting while you are dreaming, while you are awake. Normally, when you are dreaming, you cannot remember this is a dream. You consider it a reality that so many people are coming. So many people are coming. Some consider me master, the others sheikh, this and that, and so they give me respect. So I'm a very learned person. No. It is the divine grace that manifests through me, and it is the respect for that. So what manifests through me, the respect is for that, and that which reflects through me, it has nothing to do with me. It's simply I have allowed the reality to happen through me. Just as the bulb allows the light to manifest through it in a proper manner, that's why there is illumination. The bulb is made by the electrical engineer in such a way that when the electric current passes and there is transcendence, the two neutralize one another, the illumination happens. So the illumination, there are bulbs made with different degree of illumination. So too, it's not that there is a difference between Shankar and me. It is not difference between the different professors in the university. An individual becomes a professor when he has acquired a certain amount of intelligence, understanding, that he gets a degree. So the degree of philosophy or the PhD in philosophy or English or any other language or natural sciences is a different process. The certificate given from the university is the same, except that it is written, the names are different, there is a particular format, names are different, and the subject that you are given. You understand this? Then one day you will be able to transcend beyond the dreams. You have to start while you are awake. Normally, when you are dreaming, you do not remember that this is a dream and you think that it is the reality. While Why do you think that this is reality? Because whole day you are thinking everything is reality. This has become your attitude. While awake you are taking a bath. This is real for you. You are eating. This is real for you because you are eating. While awake you are talking to a friend or engaging in a conversation. This is real. For whole day, whole life, every day of your life, whatsoever you are thinking, your attitude is that it is real. This has become fixed. This becomes a fixed attitude in your mind. So while you are dreaming in the night, this same attitude goes on working for you. This is real. So let us first analyze. There must be some similarity between dreaming and reality. Otherwise, this attitude would be somewhat difficult. I am seeing you. You are seeing me. Now close your eyes. If I close my eyes and go into a dream and I see you in my dreams, in both seeing there is no difference. While I am actually seeing you, what am I doing? Your picture is reflected into my eyes. I am not seeing you. Your picture is mirrored in my eyes. And then that picture is transformed through mysterious process, and science is still not in a position to say how that picture is transformed chemically and carried somewhere inside my head. But science is still unable to see where exactly this happens. It is not happening in the eyes because eyes are just the windows, so it cannot happen in the window. I am not seeing you with eyes. I am seeing you through the eyes. So eyes are the door. In the eyes you are reflected. A picture is formed. You may be a reality. You may be a dream. Remember, dreams are three-dimensional. I can recognize a picture because a picture is always two-dimensional. Dreams are three-dimensional. So they look exactly like you. And the eyes cannot say whether whatsoever is seen is real or unreal. Look at the dreams. In the dream you are moving, in picture you are not moving, it is two-dimensional. There is no way to judge. The eyes cannot judge. Then the picture is transformed into a chemical message which forms your thoughts. Those chemical messages are like electrical waves. They go somewhere in the head. It's still unknown. Where the point is that the eyes come in contact with the surface of seeing, just waves reach to me, and then they are decoded. Just as I am speaking to you, the messages, and in one format, it waves and it reaches you. Then it is converted into This is digital. It is converted into analog, and your ears hear what I am talking about. So the waves reach and they are decoded. Then I again decode them, and this is the way all this is happening. I am always inside. You are always outside. There is no meeting. So whether you are real or just a dream is a problem. Even this very moment, there is no way to judge whether I am dreaming or you are really here listening to me. You can say that you are really listening to me, that you are not dreaming. There is no way. That is why the attitude which you maintain the whole day is carried over in the night. And while you are dreaming, you consider it to be real. Try the opposite. That is what Shankar says. Shankar means. He says the whole world is illusion. He says the whole world is a dreaming. Remember this. But we are stupid people considering ourselves to be intelligent. If Shankar says this is dream, then we say, what is the need to do anything then? If this is dream, then there is no need to eat. Why go on eating and thinking that it is a dream? Do not eat. But then remember, when you feel hungry, it is a dream. Or eat, and when you feel that you have eaten too much, remember this is a dream. Shankar is not telling you to change a dream. Remember, because the effort to change the dream is again falsely based on the belief that it is real. Why do you want to change a dream? Because you consider it to be real. Up to now you have considered it as a real. Now you want to consider it a dream because Shankar says so. There is no need to change anything. Let the things remain as it is. Shankar is just saying that whatsoever is the case is dream. I am seeing you is a dream. I go to work is a dream. I am doing my role, performing my role. That every Saturday and Sunday I have to come for this live streaming. Remember this. Do not do anything to change it. Just remember it constantly. Let it at the back of your mind. That this husband, this wife is my role on the stage. The world is fine a stage long before. This poem happened spontaneously. The wheel of time too swiftly goes on mopping. The wheel of time too swiftly goes on mopping as it rolls. No power can its fury ebb or can change its passage. It has been going and shall go forever without a break. It shall go forever without a break. Then do the most of what he may, cause frigid claws of death may soon descend and seal your humble fate. Cause frigid claws of death may soon descend and seal your humble fate. Then you shan't have time to mend. Then you shan't have time to mend. Try to remember For 3 weeks continuously, that whatsoever you are doing is a dream. In the beginning, it is very difficult. You will fall again and again in the old patterns of the mind. You will start thinking that this is a reality. But somewhere or the other, you have to begin the process. You will have to constantly awaken yourself to remember that this is a dream. If for 3 weeks continuously you can maintain this attitude, then in the 4th or the 5th week, every night while dreaming, you will suddenly remember that this is a dream. This is one process. If for 3 weeks you can continuously, in the beginning it may happen that during the first hour you remember this is a dream. Next moment the old pattern comes in. Do not be worried about it, but you continue to make your efforts as and when you can. It may happen that it may not take 3 weeks, it may take a longer time. But you have to continuously remember. Then suddenly one day it happens in the night you are dreaming, and even in the dream you remember that this is a dream. This is one way to penetrate dreams with consciousness. You are dreaming, you are entering the process of dreaming through with awareness. It's not that dreaming will disappear. Is that transcending means when awakening or consciousness comes into the process while this is happening, you have penetrated the dreams with consciousness. If you can remember in the night while dreaming that this is a dream, then in the day you will not need to make any effort to remember that this is a dream. You will know it is. You will know it then. In the beginning, you are practicing this. It will be just like a make-believe. You start just in faith that this is dream. But when you can remember in dreaming that this is a dream, it will become the reality. During the day when you are trying to remember, it will be difficult. Then in the day when you get up, you will not feel that you are getting up from the sleep. You will feel that you are simply getting up from one dream into another. Then it will become a reality. And if whole 24 hours become dreaming, and you can feel and remember it, you will be standing at your center. Then your consciousness will become a double-arrowed. I am talking to you. I know this is dreaming. It is a process. Then in the day, when you get up, you will not feel that you are getting up from sleep. You will feel as if you are getting up from one dreaming into another. Then it will become a reality. And if for 24 hours becomes, the whole 24 hours becomes a reality, and you can feel and remember it, you will be standing at your center and you have developed a double-arrowed your consciousness has become double arrowed. You are feeling dreams, and if you are feeling them as dreams, you will start feeling the dreamer, the subject as well. If you take dreams as real, you cannot feel the subject. If the film has become real, you forget yourself. When the film starts, you know that it was unreal. Your reality erupts, breaks out. You can feel yourself. This is one way. This has been the oldest Indian method. That is why we have insisted on the world being unreal, world being illusion. We do not mean it philosophically. We do not say that this house is unreal so you can pass through the walls. We do not mean that. When we say this house is unreal, it is a device. This is not an argument against the house. This laptop is real, but it is a device. On the contrary, what Berkeley proposes, that the whole world is a dream. One day in the morning he was walking with Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson was the hardest reality, so Berkeley said, "Have you heard about my theory? I am working on it. I feel that the whole world is unreal and it cannot be proved that it is real." Berkeley told Dr. Johnson. And the burden of proving is on those who say that it is real. I say it is unreal, just like dreams. Johnson was not a philosopher, but he was a very astute, logical mind. They were on the street, just walking in the morning on a lonely street. Johnson then takes one stone in one hand and hits Berkeley's leg. Blood oozes out. Berkeley screams. Johnson says, "Why are you screaming if the stone is just a dream? Whatsoever you say, you believe in the reality of the stone. What you are saying is one thing and your behavior is different. Contrary, if your house is a dream, then to wherever you are returning, where are you returning after the morning walk? If your wife is just a dream, you will not meet her again. Realists have argued about this, but they cannot argue the way Shankar did it, because he was not a philosopher. It is not saying that it is not saying anything about the reality. It is not proposing anything about the universe. Rather, it is changing the patterns of your mind. You operate through the subconscious, and it has it works in a programmed manner. Your laptop, a programming has been installed in it, and it works according to that programming, that program. That programming has to change. It is not saying anything about the reality. It is not proposing anything against the universe. It is a device to change your mind, to change your basic fixed attitude so that you can look at the world in a different way. This is altogether a different process. For instance, during the process of psychological treatment, when things do not happen your way, you react in one way. Mr. X will react in his way. Everyone will react to that circumstance and situation according to his own attitude. 3 people, one philosopher, one poet, and one engineer went to see a beautiful waterfall between the 2 hills. One was a poet. His mind has a poetic programming. Seeing that, he said, beauty has gathered in its pristine glory. The next was an engineer. His programming was an engineer's programming. He said, what an example of nature's architect. And the third was a politician, political bent of mind. What a criminal waste of energy and resources in this lonely area. Had it been in my constituency, I would have won the election. So everyone is operating with a particular programming. It is that programming has to change. He is not saying anything about the reality. The waterfall between the 2 hills is there. Why 3 different expressions? He is not proposing anything against the universe, rather the device to change your mind. Whatever it is, it is. I am seeing, you are seeing, everybody is seeing. And everyone will express it according to his own programming. Rather, it is a device to change your mind, to change your fixed attitude, so that you can look at the world differently, an altogether different way. So what in psychological process we do, we change, we remove the existing patterns of the subconscious, reprogram it. Through my talks, I am reprogramming the way you look at the world. The way you now interact when something is happening around you is an altogether different way. You are seeing this. You sometimes acknowledge it, that my talks is helping you in many ways. It helps you to look at the circumstance, the world, in a different way. This is reprogramming. This is a problem, continuous problem for Indian thought, because Indian thought everywhere is just a device for meditation. We are not concerned about it being true or untrue. We are concerned about its utility in transforming the man. These are the meditation sessions. My effort is to bring about a transformation. This is emphatically different from the Western mind. When they propose a theory, they are concerned about it, whether it is true or false, true or untrue, whether it can be proved logically or not. When we propose anything, we are not concerned about truth. We are concerned about its utility. Whether this talk is useful for you to look at the world differently. We are concerned about its capacity, its capability to transform your mind. Is your mind transformed or not? It may be true, it may not be true. Really, it is neither. It is simply a device. My talks are simply a device to bring about a transformation in human consciousness. I have seen flowers outside. In the morning sun rises and everything is just beautiful. You have never seen outside. You have never seen flowers and you have never seen the morning sun. You have never seen the open sky. You do not know what the beauty is all about. You have lived in a closed prison of your own creation. I want to lead you outside. I want you to come out under the open sky and meet those flowers shining in the glory of the sunshine. How am I to do it? You do not know about flowers. If I talk to you about flowers, you think this man has gone mad. There are no flowers. If I talk about morning sun, you think he is a visionary. He sees visions and dreams. He's simply a poet. If I talk to you about open sky, you will laugh and start laughing. Where is the open sky? There are no walls. So what am I to do? I must devise something which you can understand and which can help you to go out. So I say that house is on fire. You start running. It becomes infectious. You run after me and go out. Then you will know what I have said is true or false. It is just a device. Then you know flowers and you can forgive me. Buddha was doing that, Mahavir was doing that, Shiva was going that, Shankar was doing that. We can forgive them later on. We have always forgiven them because once you go out, you know what they were doing, then you will understand that it was useless to argue with them because it was not a question of just arguing. The fire was nowhere, but we could not understand only that language. Flowers were, but we could not understand the language of the flowers. those symbols were meaningless for us. So this is the way. Then there is a second method at the other pole. This method makes one pole. The other method makes another pole of the same thing. One method is to start feeling and remembering that everything is dream. The other is not to think anything about the world, but just go on remembering you are. This I will talk about tomorrow. This was the method that Gurdjieff used. I will talk about it in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.